Hey guys, thanks for clicking the link today. I'm going to talk to you about what actually MS is, because I am not a doctor and I've been asked this so many times, and it's really hard to explain to people if you're not a doctor and you just need some basic information to tell people. So this is what this video is, alongside some really interesting facts about MS, which some of them I find really reassuring. So without further ado, let's get to the video. Just as a really quick introduction, my name's Fliss. Hello. I was diagnosed with relapsing remitting MS almost 9 years ago, and I've gone from having quite a few relapses, regularly having things, to nearly nothing through changing my diet and lifestyle. I created this channel to pass on those hints and tips to you guys to hopefully help you get in the same boat. So if you think that's something that you'll find useful, please do subscribe below. Without talking anymore, let's get on with it. So, multiple sclerosis. What is it? What have I been diagnosed with? This is complete layman's terms. Like I said, if you want to watch some more complicated video, I would recommend Aaron Boster. He's really quite cheesy. Sorry, Aaron, if you ever watch this, but he knows his stuff. He runs an MS clinic in America somewhere, and he will tell you all of it in very scientific detail. But if you're like me and sometimes have brain fog or just difficulty getting your words out, this might help, because otherwise it's just a bit too technical. Okay? Right, MS, multiple sclerosis. Sclerosis means scars, multiple is multiple scars. Multiple scars on your brain. Basically, how do you get these multiple scars which send everything wrong? Your immune system is basically, sorry to say, a little bit wonky. It has decided that the myelin, which is the bit that protects the nerves in your brain, is bad, which it is obviously not, and it attacks it. So if your immune system flares up, little bits of it get into the blood-brain barrier in your brain and attack the myelin, leaving scar tissue, which means the electrical transmissions down your nerves can't get where it wants to go, or it can't get there as effectively, which basically means things around your body just go a bit wonky, that you don't want them to. That, in a nutshell, is what MS is. There's a lot more complicated to it. Like I said, there's T cells and all sorts. What you need to know: immune system wonky, scar tissue, transmissions not going properly, sends things wrong around your body. That's the basic bit of MS. It is an inflammatory disease, okay? Inflammatory. So that means that when your immune system, so if you've got a cold, your immune system fires up. It's like, come on, I'm gonna get you. It's that kind of thing. But it does it with just little things. So diet and lifestyle, really important, because there are inflammatory foods. So your processed foods, your sugar, your gluten, the dairy, that all can cause something called the leaky gut. And you'll have, your immune system will start getting fired up and things. And as soon as that goes, that's a risk of you having another episode or relapse. So you've got to avoid anything inflammatory, okay? So inflammatory foods, avoid infections, just stay away from that crap, basically. It's not worth it. That's MS. Anyway, doesn't sound joyful. Okay, so facts. Because it's nice to have these little tidbits to hand out to people, isn't it? So, if you live in the UK, like me, there are 100,000 people, roughly, thereabouts, who have the illness, MS. That's out of 66 million. Now, don't you feel lucky? There are roughly 5,000 people diagnosed every year, and which means you are the lucky owner of a 1 in 600 chance of getting the condition known as multiple sclerosis. There are about 2 million people worldwide with it. So if you're wherever watching this video, hello from UK for a start, and don't you feel lucky too? Right. Interestingly, MS is more common the further north you go. Okay? The further away from the equator you are, and they've linked this to vitamin D, so the people near the equator obviously get sunshine all the time. Lucky people. If you're like me in the UK, you definitely don't. So the further north you go, the more risk you are of having MS. I know, why wasn't I born somewhere hot? I ask myself that all the time. But there we go. Now, there are actually four types of MS. There's the one that I myself have, which is relapsing remitting. That is 85% of people with MS have relapsing remitting MS. There's also relapsing progressive. So you're getting steadily worse, but you have nice bits in between where you don't have anything. That's 5% of the people diagnosed. There's secondary progressive, which 50% of people will go on to from relapsing remitting within the first 10 years. So fingers crossed it's not me, but we don't know. 50%. I'm already not very lucky in this health lottery, so let's wait and see. And then there's primary progressive, which affects 10% of people, which obviously that starts off and just gets worse and worse and worse with no relapses and no nice bits in the middle. See, can't get my words out. This happens all the time. Moving on. So this I find really reassuring. Only 1/3 of the people diagnosed with MS will lose their ability to walk. If you're in this lovely group of people, you've still got 2/3 chance that you'll be fine and be able to walk. If you do things like the MS diet, exercise, don't smoke, anything to avoid the inflammation, then hopefully you'll be in the 2/3 of people, okay? Lifespan of people with MS is now no longer any different to anyone else's, which is lovely, is it not? Makes me feel better, because when I first got diagnosed nearly 9 years ago, it was like, well, you might die a bit quicker than other people. But now they're saying, no, it's pretty much the same, so that's good. They are putting it down to DMTs, disease-modifying treatments, disease-modifying drugs. What do they do exactly? They just tell you to take this stuff and inject it in your leg, but what actually does it do? So those drugs, because how does it modify? Basically, that prevents your immune cells, so those things that attack the brain, from getting to the brain and spinal cord, okay? So that's what those drugs actually are doing. They are just stopping those cells getting into your brain and spinal cord and doing the damage. So they are only 30% effective, but it's still 30% that if you didn't have, why not? So that's why I take them as well. If you have MS and you want a family, I have a family. I chose to have one because I've always wanted kids. Now, I was really worried about having a family with MS because you have that worry of passing it on, but it's only 3 out of 100 have that chance. So there's a slightly increased chance you'll pass it on to your kids, but it's only 3 out of 100. Okay, so 3% chance. So there's still 97% that won't. So that's pretty good odds. And if it means being able to have a family, then, you know, and they're coming up with things all the time. I still live in hope that there'll be a cure. So if I do get something, then hopefully, I've already got something. If my kids get something, hopefully they will already have a cure for it. But I'm hoping that they'll both be fine. But I still find that quite reassuring. So far, reassuring that we live the same amount of time and we probably won't pass it on to our kids. And 2/3 of us won't have any mobility issues. So all reassuring, I think. Yes? Good. That's my interesting facts. I find them quite reassuring. If you have any more, please do comment below. I'm always happy to learn more stuff about MS and put in those little tidbits and things. If you did find that helpful, please do subscribe below. I will be making more videos and, you know, trying to just pass on the knowledge to you guys as well. And that's all from me, so I hope you enjoyed that. See you later.